Well, hello, my beautiful Capricorn. Welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your monthly reading for May 2025. I've already cleansed your space and I've meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for your wonderful likes, shares, and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about, pretending to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings and I will never reach out to you personally to offer one. Also, I will never ask you for money, e-gifts, or donations. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. Now, the frequencies of the earth are changing at this present time. You can all feel it, of course, and what it means is the Tibetan symbols that I normally use may not be as palatable to the ear as they used to be, as we become more sensitive and open to the vibrations around us. So I've sourced a softer frequency to prepare and cleanse your reading. I'm using Gaia chimes to cleanse hourly, so please be mindful to turn down your volume if you are someone who is sensitive to sound, okay? So let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Capricorn, this is your monthly reading for May. I can't believe we're here already, but here we are, and we are finally leaving all of those horrendous retrogrades and eclipses in the dust, thankfully. Now, May is mostly calm. I say mostly because we do have that full moon in Scorpio in the middle of the month there, but the month of May will actually offer very auspicious vibrations, a steadier pace, and a moment to really breathe with harmonious trines to get centered and focus on all that truly makes you feel happy and secure. Now, personally, I'm a little bit suspicious that the planetary alignments are presenting as quite calm for the majority of the month, and most people might see that as super positive. And I do as well, of course, but as I mentioned, we do have a full moon in Scorpio in opposition to Uranus. Now, that will occur on the 12th of May, and I'm a Scorpio, and if I know one thing, when the energy goes quiet around anything to do with the Scorpio energy, it's time to run, because something big is coming, shall we say. And what I actually mean regarding that is that you could have some really deep thoughts this month about something from your past that could shock you. Perhaps you may see someone in a new light. So, the energy could get a little bit intense. The beginning of May could literally be the calm before the storm, as it were, before that full moon. And it could get you feeling a little bit more sensitive than usual. So that's what I mean regarding that energy. Of course, the alignments are shifting into positions that will really pack some serious punch later on in the year, especially since heavyweight planet Saturn, you know all about that, my beautiful Capricorn, ruler of karma, it makes a massive shift from the 24th of May into the sign of Aries. Now, Saturn is actually really positive. It can be a period to upgrade and glow up, okay? But also to be really disciplined and lock onto your goals. And that's what I mean about all about that, my beautiful Capricorn, because you're so heavily connected to Saturn. So it really will work for you in a positive way. But we really need to recognize that we've officially moved into beautiful Taurus season, ruled by Venus. So let's take a moment to enjoy all the positive aspects that it will offer us on a personal level. For it really will increase your ability to release pressure, find peace, and lock onto opportunities to increase and safeguard your wealth as well as comfort. Now, you may feel inclined to beautify your home this month. Maybe do some DIY, declutter, or revamp with a fresh new color palette. Basically, whatever, keeps your home feeling fresh like a sanctuary of calm. Plus Jupiter, my favorite planet of good fortune, it moves into Gemini, expanding opportunities for fun, social gatherings, traveling, and of course, double the luck. Especially if you have important meetings, presentations, or even if you run online businesses, for example. But no matter what you do, the first part of the month shall actually see you shine and attract. Even love if you are searching for someone to share your life with. Now, this month is a perfect time to ground your energy, embrace your sensual side, and delight your senses with moments of pleasure and leisure. Now, you may feel compelled to get really explorative with food this month and develop your kitchen witch or wizard, trying out new recipes, prioritizing your health, and being more consistent with any routines that really help empower you. Attending festivities, cultural events, and planning vacational getaways will also help you really decompress. But let's face the facts, Taurus season will actually keep you focused on your money, offering careful attention to build upon long-term goals and gains, whilst utilizing new technology to keep track of finances, secure, or even compound wealth. Stability will actually be at the forefront of your mind, and you may even have a thirst to learn more about financial structures to make your money work for you. Now, whether that's through professional advice or something online or even self-help books, it's a great time to also save down your financial statements to confirm your liquidity, whether you have a little bit or a lot, just in case glitches occur or gremlins meddle in the system. In April, I did mention the power outages for the month of April, of course. My guides have been giving me that message, and Europe saw a major power outage. Nothing major, of course, in terms of finances, but it's always savvy just to save down, your documents just to prove what you have in your account should anything go awry there. Always good business sense, even though nothing like that occurred in Europe. I just want to underline that. But Taurus season, it actually asks you to rebalance, of course, and find natural stillness, and even connect to the earth, so it helps you not feel overwhelmed. And also, this period is to nurture relationships with your soul tribe. Now, in terms of world events, and please fast forward this part if you really don't wish to hear it, get to the part where I hold up your first card if you want to start your reading there. Astrologically, we're actually repeating a cycle from 1992 right through to 1999. And we only need to look back at that period in time to really understand what we may be destined to experience. For example, 1999 saw the launching of a new currency, the euro. So we may hear whispers of digital currency transitions as a bit of a soft launch before, the big rollout occurs later on over the following years. Now, I'm drawn to the financials this month, of course, as Taurus season really influences wealth and currency in a big way. But also, we have Mars-Pluto opposition, a cosmic boiling point, which could actually influence wild weather in and around the 14th of May. And as Mars appears next to the Beehive star cluster, we could actually see major conversations focused in and around the decline of bees, catastrophic in terms of ecosystem disruption. And this revolutionary vibration could actually see a fight to save the farming industry, food production, agriculture. So we could have some major conversations around that. Now, also because we are in Taurus season and it is an earth element, we could continue to see increased seismic shifts and volcanic eruptions. Now, I've mentioned the Ring of Fire numerous times. Two major volcanoes spewing ash close together in date could be a sign of a larger Pacific event to come. Now, my guides gave me a triple earth movement shall affect many. A horseshoe caldera, which burns inside on the Aleutian arc, shall erupt and be a sign. Don't you just love it when they give you a bit of a conundrum where you're like, okay, now I've got to go and decode that and see what that means. But perhaps there is a message in that pointing to some sort of seismic shift in the Pacific Ocean later on in the year. Now, of course, the energies are currently operating to release pressure, both on a global and a personal scale. Now, on a personal level, this month actually influences you to pay more attention to your values, your belief system, and of course, your appearance, sustaining beauty routines and treating yourself with a little something, something. Taurus season reminds you of quality over quantity. You know all about that, my beautiful Capricorn. But this season will always offer some form of reward bonus, or prosperity as well, as it is a harvest month. And there's a lot to look forward to, but most importantly, May offers positive expansion, connection with those that you consider dear, and it reinforces the importance of purpose and self-care, whilst at the same time opening up portals of opportunity for you to build upon for your future. Now, let's get to see what happens with you. Your first card there is the star energy, so you are shining your light. But what I love about this card as your first card, your 11th house is also influencing you, and that's all about your hopes and wishes, your dreams, the visions that you have for your future. So you are completely aligned. What I also love is your 6th house takes over from that, and that basically means that what you see in your mind or what you have as a vision of something that you wish for, you know, that 6th house is going to help you be disciplined and organized, structured, and make it happen. So this is a great month for you to move forward and make progress, and the star indicates that you're inspired, you're clear thinking, you have a sharp mind, but also you see what you want as a vision and you're locked onto it. It's like all eyes are on the prize, okay? Now, I do see a lot of progress there with that Chariot energy right there and the Hierophant. So some of you could see some sort of influential position arise if you're in a career. This could be your reputation increasing. Some of you may even upskill in order to open yourself up to new pay grades during this period. I mean, you have a 4 of Wands, so there's definitely something to celebrate, but it is partnered up with a 3 of Swords. So whatever it is that you're going to be celebrating, it was hard won. So you should really be proud of yourself because you made this happen, whatever that was. Now, it doesn't always have to be to do with career or money. It can be a personal sort of victory that you are conquering this month, and you get the good news or the go-ahead that you can move forward on something as well. But it is something that you've been wishing for there. Now, the star indicates there is a brighter future for you to look forward to, but it can also indicate that you're bubbling up with lots of ideas. Your brain is like a supercomputer this month. You know, the 7 of Cups indicates that you're looking at the power of possibility. You know, you're allowing yourself to envisage the future that you desire, and you can have more than one purpose, okay? If you know the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot, the 7 of Cups is a figure looking at a situation to make a choice. And you have many options. So a lot of you could be making a major decision this month. And for some of you, because you have that 5 of Swords, I mean, it does indicate you have a lot on your mind, a lot on your to-do list, and there could be a little bit of pressure because you're having so many ideas all at once. I feel it's important to prioritize what is important before you move forward to accomplish it. I mean, the 7 of Cups can also indicate that you are making several things happen this month, and there is a potential there to really feel a little bit scattered at the beginning of the month because you are so busy, so just watch out for that. I do feel that with that Hierophant energy, you're going to prioritize what is important, and you're someone who has the knowledge that you need in order to make progress, but there could be some new knowledge that visits you or is delivered to you in some way that helps you make a major leap in some form. Now, as you can see with this card, this is an indication that you are aligned with your soul song. And when you get the star energy, this also indicates that this is a month where you're locked onto your health. You're focusing on healthier options for yourself. You're prioritizing your own needs, body, mind, and soul. Do make sure about overthinking because we have that 5 of Swords there. So this can indicate that you've been under a lot of pressure recently. Yes, you have a lot to do, but I definitely see you accomplishing quite a substantial amount of things that you're going to be super proud of there. But some of you could be in a very sort of healing energy this month, especially at the beginning, because the 5 of Swords and the star energy is really how you talk to yourself, you know, especially during moments of pressure or feeling a little bit scattered. You know, do you have moments of tearing yourself down, being negative, or looking at situations where you feel like you don't have something in your life? Do you actually think, well, you know, I don't have this because of XYZ, and do you actually kind of like be a little bit harsh or critical upon yourself, or do you build yourself up? You know, this is the question that you'll be asking yourself. You may be noticing, because the star energy is to notice how you talk to yourself, that inner narrative, and it could be that you're healing as you notice how you talk to yourself. If you're a little bit critical, because the 5 of Swords can be a very critical, highly pressurized energy, you know, if you're a little bit hard on yourself, the star energy will help you kind of like dissipate this energy, heal it, and be a little bit more compassionate with your wonderful self. Because what I see here is that which you feel like you do not have, you shall have in the future. You're making major waves and moves towards accomplishing it. But I feel, there has to be a power of potential as well as a power of positivity there too. Because, this is potential with the Seven of Cups, but the Five of Swords, it's like if there's a critical or negative thought process behind it, it can delay a process. So I just want you to be aware of that. Now, with the star energy, I feel like you're really kind of like looking at what's important in your life. And of course, the Seven of Cups is freedom, options, the freedom to choose. So you could be actually looking at prioritizing what's important during this period. The Seven of Cups can also, if you look up the meaning of the card, it can also mean new friendships, new relationships. It can be that there's been a period where you've been seeing the same faces or places and you just want to meet new people or have new experiences, network, for example, get more involved in your community. So I definitely see a desire to do that. Some of you may meet new people at a place where you educate yourself or where you build in knowledge. For some of you, this could be that you join like a community group where you learn more about the neighborhood that you live in, for example. It doesn't always have to be like knowledge for a career. It could also be personal development knowledge where you're learning more about yourself and your spiritual gifts. So you could be locking on to some sort of period of education, especially at the end of the month. Some of you, if you're already in a period of education, it could be that you're passing a test during this period and it was hard won, but you will celebrate. And the Two of Pentacles can indicate, again, that you have to make a choice. So if you're passing a test in the month of May there, it could be that you're looking at your options on how to either go forward, whether it's to go into the working environment or, build upon your skill set and get more qualifications. Could be that you're thinking about specifying in a certain kind of genre with your studies. So I definitely see you're going to make a very, I'm going to say educated decision on this. And I feel it is the right path for you. So don't second guess your path there. Now, a lot of you with that Seven of Cups, because we do have the star energy, yes, it is a healing process month for you, but also it could be that you're looking at your water intake because the Seven of Cups can indicate, that you're trying to keep hydrated or you're just keeping an eye on the amount of water that you fill your body with. So, I would say Seven of Cups, actually, you're starting the month quite hydrated, actually. So you want to stay on top of that. Now, of course, the Five of Swords, this is an interesting card because it is the protagonist energy. So it could be that you have to have a very challenging conversation with someone this month, and you don't want to be like, the negative person who has to come in and tell it how it is, but you may find a diplomatic way to kind of like say something to somebody. But Three of Swords, no matter what you say and how you deliver it, it tells me that this person may be wounded anyway. Okay, so I feel as long as you're delivering the truth and you're not setting out to hurt a person, I feel like you can heal the rift with this person. It doesn't end up that you like lose a friendship or, an alliance. I just feel like you have to deliver your truth in the way that you deliver it. But the Five of Swords could indicate that there is a potential to be a little bit harsh or a little bit blunt. So just watch out for that because, you like to have the truth delivered to you, the cold, hard truth, and you don't mind sometimes if it's blunt, but I feel the person you're dealing with could be a little bit more sensitive than you and it'll wound deep. So perhaps there is a softer approach to the way you deliver the truth. I don't feel that you're like beating around the bush. I don't feel like you're actually kind of like not telling them the truth, but I feel the way you deliver it could go down really well in the month of May. Now, this could be with a boss. It doesn't have to be with a friend or a family member or a soul tribe member. This could be with a neighbor. So it could be an important kind of business alliance as well as an important family member or friend, for example. But I feel that, it will not break up the relationship or the dynamic between whoever you're dealing with, but I feel it could benefit from a little bit of a more compassionate approach, just because I feel this person, looking at the energy, this person's going through some stuff, okay? I feel like they actually put on a lot of pressure on themselves anyway, and it's almost like they're going through a period where nothing is working for them, and they just feel like they want to hear something good. And if you're delivering something that you feel needs to be said, but actually is a little bit harsh or critical, I just feel the way you deliver it, you're still telling the truth, but this person could be quite close to breaking point. So just watch out. Everyone's going through something we don't know about. And of course, we're always going through something that other people don't know about. And you know about that. You understand that. So your approach could be a little bit more welcomed, shall we say, there. Now, moving away from that energy again, the Five of Swords can indicate conflict or tension. So with the Seven of Cups there, some of you, you're locked onto your goals, but you may be feeling a little bit antsy. You may be feeling a little bit frustrated that you haven't moved forward or, made as much progress as you were hoping for. And, the Five of Swords, it can be that you're putting a little bit of extra pressure on yourself, but what I do see here is that sometimes tension can be good, or conflict, inner conflict can be good, because it keeps us held to account, right? It makes sure that we're not lazy, make sure that we're taking responsibility. I do not see that any of my beautiful Capricorns out there are lazy. I definitely see that you're someone who is bubbling up with plans. You're always making sure that you're abreast of things there. But what I am saying is that I feel more than anything, this Five of Swords is helping you keep yourself to account. And if you feel that there is a tension in some area of your life, you're setting things in motion to change it immediately so it does not fester. Okay, so that's what I see here with this card. I feel like you're dominating your time and your energy. But also I feel a lot of you, because we have that star energy, a lot of you could be letting go of people or situations, or even kind of like food, substances, beverages, things that make you feel low vibrations or hurt you. Okay, so if there is something like a substance, a beverage, normally because we've got that Seven of Cups there, if there's something that's making you feel like brain fog, or doesn't feel good after you've digested it, or perhaps this is a person. I mean, looking at the energy, I'm not seeing it being a person. More than anything, I feel it's maybe diet related for some of you. So it could be that you're intolerant to something, or it could be that you've just overindulged in something and your body's like, not feeling it anymore. Five of Swords is you looking at things that hurt you. Okay, so I feel it could be that you are deciding to let things go now, okay? And one of those things that you let go of could have been really hard to let go of. So it could be something that's tempting, something you kind of like. So I just feel like some of you are actually cutting something out this month, okay? Detoxifying, because you have that star energy there as well. Now, we do have that intuition card. It is the High Priestess, so it's in the resistance position. Now, when it's in the resistance position, and we have the Five of Coins there and the Nine of Cups, and we also have the Hierophant there, there could be a healthy mistrust of a situation. Now, this could be something to do with the establishment, the world, how it's governed, for example, but also, it could be connected to something that you have a hunch is off in your life. I feel you could find out a truth about something, and for some of you, you didn't really want to be right on this. So, for example, if you're in a working environment, you could find out that there are some things going on behind the scenes, maybe a merge, or perhaps you may find that someone that you know is being made redundant. For example, you find something out, but you had a hunch that it was going to happen, and it could be that you were told that these things were not going to happen. I'm just being given this energy of like the Five of Swords, maybe someone covered up something or said, oh no, that's not going to happen, and then they went and did it, or that's not going to happen, and then it did happen. So I'm just getting this energy, and you could feel a little bit let down or see this person in a new light. I see you distancing yourself from this person as well, or this situation. It doesn't have to be like connected to work. It can be like a neighbor. Perhaps your neighbor is doing some building work, for example, and you're like, oh, so you're building here. Does that mean you're going to be blocking my view? And they're like, no, that's not what's going to happen. We're going to be doing this, that, and the other. And suddenly you're like, actually, that looks like what is going to happen. And it could be something you have to stand up for or challenge in the month of May there. For some of you, because we have the Hierophant, this could be a position of authority, a figure, like, for example, like a landlord, okay? It could be that they're doing something behind the scenes that you're not happy with, or you feel like you're not getting the best service, and you may have to challenge something. I mean, I feel it's hard won, whatever this is, but the Four of Wands indicates you will win, or there is a milestone breakthrough on this. So yeah, I'm seeing that there as well. Now, bringing this back to your energy, my beautiful Capricorn, you know, the 11th house, as I mentioned, is all about your hopes, dreams, and wishes. And basically, joy, fun, having, you know, the best time. But also your manifestation skills are stronger than usual. So this is a perfect time to set your intention and work with the universe and the energy. And the universe will actually deliver people, situations, and opportunities to help you in your circumstances. And of course, you may feel a little bit more sociable there as well. Let me see, looking at the energy. Yeah, more sociable at the end of the month. I'm not surprised because it feels like the cusp. From the 14th, you may be a little bit more active in the neighborhood or more active going out and having fun there with friends. Some of you are even working super hard. You have so much on your to-do list right now, so much on your mind, very cerebral there. I see you accomplishing a lot, but you could be really trying to tie up loose ends before you make some sort of move. Could be a relocation. For some of you, it's a vacation. You're going to have an amazing time on that vacation. Maybe a little bit of a delay as you go there, okay? But I feel everything will balance out. It'll be fine. Maybe a little bit frustrating at first. So just watch out for that. But also, I feel this is a perfect time if you are thinking about connecting to the internet for a business, if you're thinking about launching your own business or structuring something that gets you ahead. A lot of you are thinking about second streams of income right now, okay? So this could be something that you're already doing, and if it's not, it could be something that you're thinking about doing. And, you know, it can be that you're putting a little bit of pressure on yourself this month to sort of like move ahead. I would say a balanced pace is going to see you exactly where you need to be. You're going to be very successful. There's a victory here, so I wouldn't worry about that. For some of you, if you are currently out of work, looking for a job right now, I do see that you have options, but with that Five of Swords, some of you may be like, they're not paying the amount of money that you're hoping for. It may be that for a lot of you with that Five of Coins, you are someone who's overqualified for the positions, which basically means you're super talented and gifted and they're not willing to open the purse and pay you for what you deserve to be paid. But what I see here is that there is a job opportunity for you coming in that actually pays the amount of money that you deserve and that is right for the role. And you will celebrate this. Now, for some of you, this could be like a leading partnership with, you know, a big company that you've always wanted to work with, or maybe you're someone who's an artist and you always wanted to be represented by a certain gallery. If you're a writer, it could be that you want to be published by a certain publisher. You know, I definitely see here, please apply it to your situation. It's going to be different for everybody, of course. Whoever you're wanting to kind of align yourself with, the Four of Wands indicates there is an alignment with something that you will celebrate. For some of you, this could be that you are, you know, partnering up with a social media platform to launch your business, or perhaps it could be to get your truth out, speak your knowledge to others. A lot of you are so knowledgeable about a circumstance or even something that you do in your career or did if you're retired, for example. It could be that you are creating a course online of how to impart your wisdom to others, and you could make money from that. Some of you could be writing a book and you'll make a lot of progress with that. But I do see that you could be a mentor on things that you've experienced. It doesn't always have to be to do with like a career. It can be your own personal knowledge of just life. You know, people really want to see what you have to say and they want to hear it. You know, a lot of you with that star energy, you are in the spotlight for success. You're going to be appreciated for all of your hard work that you've been putting into your life. But also, if you are in a career, I see you like upskilling and moving into some sort of position where you will celebrate. Now, as I mentioned, if you are someone who is currently looking for a job, I see a partnership coming in, you know, a contract being signed there. Two of Pentacles, you could be able to negotiate a better deal, but this role could come with like commission or a bonus, something that is written into the contract there as well. I would say if you're going for an interview, that Three of Swords tells me there could be a miscommunication. So just watch out for that. Make sure you get everything in writing. If someone in the interview verbally tells you that you are going to get a bonus or you are going to get some sort of benefit with a new role or even in your current role, but it's verbal and no one else witnessed this verbal kind of agreement, I would say get it in writing, okay? Because this person, I mean, I don't see anything negative, but with the Two of Coins and the Seven of Cups present in your reading, they could try to renege on what they said, or they could just forget that they said it. I'm like, oh, sorry. Oh, did you? I didn't really mean that. I meant it, and they may have said it in a different way, but just be a little bit mindful of that, okay? I do see a lot of you celebrating some sort of news that was hard won, and there could be some sort of move in your career. Now, I'm not actually seeing a promotion energy. Really weird how I'm not seeing a promotion energy. However, I do see people in positions of authority noticing what you are about and what you do and want to elevate you. You know, Nine of Cups is present, so that indicates something you've been wishing for is in the works. And the Five of Coins means that there is like more money, or there is a recovery of your finances in some way. Okay, this card in this position actually means a new job. Okay, that which you lack, you shall have. So please apply it to your situation. Not everybody is looking for a job, so it could be that some of you are looking for love, for example. And the Four of Wands is you aligning with the thing that you want and celebrating that you achieved it. So please apply it to your situation. Some of you are like, you know what, I just want to go on a vacation. I want a massage. I'm so exhausted. I'm tired. So a lot of you are going to get some respite in the middle of the month. However, activity tends to pick up and there's a faster pace at the end of the month there for you, but you're going to love it, okay? Now, the High Priestess also indicates a lot of you are nurturing your spiritual gifts at this time. It kind of ticks over into your 6th house, which is all about your daily routines, your schedules, focusing on work and paying bills and savings plans, budgets, repayment plans, you know, all the responsibilities that we all have in life. So this house, sometimes people think it's a little bit dull or boring, but actually that's the foundation of keeping your life running smoothly. And I definitely see that intuitively, you're going to be making some decisions this month that are going to see you align with your goals, your dreams. And of course, that Five of Pentacles, got to be honest on this, it's in the reverse at first, but then it will go into the upright. So this kind of tells me that a lot of you, you know, as soon as you get paid or get a benefit or whatever it is, it kind of goes out onto your payment plans because of your 6th house taking over in the middle of the month, okay? So a lot of you, this is knowledge that you know, because this card is there. It's like you know that your direct debits are coming out, or, you know, finances that you are losing in the month of May, they're going out on purchases or bills or repayment plans, debt, that sort of thing. But because you have a Two of Pentacles here, this can indicate that some of you are moving some money around and are going to be able to save a little bit of money this month. And for some of you, I got to be honest with you, okay? For some of you, I feel that Three of Swords is like you don't get to save as much money as you'd hoped for, okay? But I will pull a quick card on that. You still get to save, but I feel some of you could be saving for a larger purchase, or perhaps you have a savings goal. I feel with that Two of Pentacles, you do increase money, like a little bit later on is what I'm feeling, because it seems to be outside of the May energy. I'm not sure why, but that's come out there. So it could be that a little bit after that, so some of you could be getting bonuses, for example, or an increase in pay in some way. Maybe you'll see a fluctuation of your pension as well, could go up a little bit there, but it feels like the end of May, you're kind of like, oh, I thought I could have like saved a little bit more than that. But then something happens at the cusp where new money comes in. I'm not sure what that is. I got to be honest with you. Normally I can get the energy, but it's not happening right now. The moon, something unexpected, okay? The moon can be like a royalty. It could be a residual. It could be a rebate, something that comes out of left field. The moon card can also indicate that you're a little bit frustrated at first, but then something sort of out of the blue comes in. When we get the moon card, it normally means the universe is orchestrating opportunities behind the scenes. Something you cannot see yet is coming your way. And I definitely see that it will be of benefit to you. Some of you could be launching your own business, or you're a creative and you could actually put some of your creations online, and suddenly there's a flurry of activity and people want to purchase your creations, and suddenly you've got a business, right? So it could be that if you're thinking about structuring like a business here. I'm just going again, got a Lover's card, Ace of Swords, something that you are manifesting or that you make a decision on that aligns with you. You're going to love it. Ace of Swords is a transformation. It's a breakthrough. And the Lover's card, for some of you, this could be love. It could be literally that out of the blue, someone, is talking to you, and that, there is an energy here of love, a soulmate for some of you. But the Lover's card is often a choice card. So it can be that you're making decisions this month that you're going to love and are going to help you make this major breakthrough, because you're romancing your life a little bit more. You're really understanding what it is that you want. And the Moon card can indicate, especially since we've got that High Priestess there, that you're all up in your feelings. And manifestations do not work without feelings. You can think about what you want, and the universe is like, okay, I can see you want that, but how do you feel about it? That's why they always say attach an emotion to how you feel about a vision. And I definitely see here that you are going to have some sort of breakthrough for your highest good and move forward. Some quick results happening. I feel it's just after May. It feels like the cusp, okay? So it could be like the very end of May or the cusp of May into June is what I see for something unexpected to develop or come in for you that you're going to celebrate, okay? Now, we do have that Five of Coins. Some of you may have been a little bit blocked in your intuition, but I feel that's because you've had something on your mind. Maybe you've been worrying about something, or you've been under a lot of pressure, and it hasn't given you enough time to really sit with self in silence and reflect. So I feel like you're called to do that this month, okay? A lot of you, because of your 6th house, you're being asked to focus on your health as well. So it could be that if you've been burning the candle at both ends, Five of Coins could indicate like a seasonal unwellness. At the moment, I'm actually being given hay fever for some of you. This could be the season if that's where you live. So you could actually have a little bit of a bout of that. But I actually see either you reach out to a practitioner, or perhaps someone gives you some really interesting knowledge on how to combat that. And, I'm not a medical practitioner, but I can see someone putting some ointment in and around the nostril area. I'm not sure what that's all about, but maybe it's connected to hay fever. I'm going to leave that image. Nobody needs to see up someone's nose that close, so I'm just going to leave that there. I do apologize, but I got to give you the images that I see, and sometimes they're really random. So I'm just going to ground my energy there. But I feel some of you could actually find some sort of cure or something that helps you with hay fever, if that's some of you dealing with that right now. But again, we have that Five of Coins in the resistance position, so it can indicate the wish that you've been hoping for, hope returns, and actually, it shall be delivered. Okay, so again, with that Five of Pentacles, it means it may have been a struggle to get, but the Nine of Cups is that you're locked onto something that you've been hoping to occur, okay, for quite some time. I do see a lot of you reaching a financial goal eventually, okay? Don't get me wrong, I feel like you're on top of your financial goals, but I do see that you are having a Five of Pentacles in this position, and then you're locked onto a Two of Pentacles at the end of the month, in the cusp period into June. So that tells me that, of course, some of the money went out on usual typical purchases, but there is a potential to save on that cusp period that I mentioned. Some of you could be purchasing a car or upgrading a car there. Or you could be purchasing a vacation or doing some extra traveling. And of course, Taurus season is all about treating yourself. So it could be that, you just are having fun. So, when you look back on the savings plan, you could be like, okay, you know what? I stuck to the majority of the savings plan, but I did enjoy myself. So, hey, it's life. We're here to enjoy the best in life and have balance. So we've got that Chariot card. At the end of the month, there's a lot of progress to be had, a lot of success. You're going to be on the move. I'm being given the word speed. So it could be that you have to be a little bit more flexible at the end of the month, because you're going to be busy. Multitasking, especially since you have that Two of Pentacles there, but I feel you've got this. Okay, with that Hierophant, structure is going to work really well for you at the end of the month to be disciplined with your time. But a lot of you could be asking questions about your direction, and I definitely see that you're on the right path there. The Chariot card also indicates you're keeping a tight rein on your finances. you know, and that's why I'm getting that message at the end of the month. Always look up the meanings of the cards and apply them to the energy, because of course you'll see that I'm giving you the meanings of the cards along with the energy of what I see. But as you can see, this card, it literally says empowerment. So I feel a lot of you could be educating yourself and believing in yourself. This is a card of belief, you know, backing yourself and knowing that you are empowered and you're making great strides to where you feel like you belong. Now, some of you, because this is a travel card there, and we have the Hierophant, which can be a maturity card. So someone may come towards you for some sort of advice. As I mentioned earlier, you're going to give it, but there's a potential there for a critique, shall we say. Be compassionate. We've already mentioned that. But what I see here, some of you could be thinking about your retirement plans, or if you're retired already, you could be like looking at the best place to go or visit at this time. There may be a place that you really want to go to, but you may investigate it a little bit further and think, not now, but for the future. It's not never. I just feel like you may delay that part of the world and go somewhere else. It's like an option. You look at your options and you think, oh, I'd like to go there, but right now something's going on. I mean, the Three of Swords can indicate there's either conflict there, or it can indicate that perhaps there's something going down there that you're like, okay, I'm just going to wait, watch that one, and I'm going to go somewhere else. You're not, how can I put that? It's like you're not putting your plans on hold. It just feels like intuitively you're drawn somewhere else at this time. So I just see that there as well. Now, some of you, I hate to give this message, some of you may have a little bit of an issue with the car. If you have a car at the end of the month there, the Four of Wands can also indicate that, you know, there's finally a resolution to it. So it could be a problem that's been reoccurring for quite some time, and you're like, oh gosh, but it hasn't got to a critical stage where you have to really fix it. It may come to that critical stage at the end of May there. I feel like you're going to like fix it, no problem, and actually you may pay a little bit less money for it than you thought. So there is a celebration there with that. Now, of course, this month is a big sort of soul-searching month for you, because you have the Hierophant and the High Priestess. So even if you're retired, if you're working, if you're not working, no matter what you're doing, if you're studying, for example, doesn't matter what you're doing, you're deep in thought about your sense of purpose and where you feel like you belong. And a lot of you could be thinking about, you know, whether you belong overseas or in a different country there. So some of you could be creating structures or just looking into the legalities of migrating your life or your business, if you have a business, or if you are migrating and you're retired, for example, you could be looking at the legalities or the structure of how that will affect your 401ks, your pensions, or, you know, wherever you end up. You could be looking at the length of time that you could spend in a place. Like, for example, because we have the Three of Swords there, some of you could be looking at a country that you want to spend time in long term, but you may feel like, oh, okay, initially you can only spend like 3 months there because there's a 3 there. I'm just pulling that out of the hat. So it could be like, oh, okay, I can only spend 3 months there and then I'm going to have to move. This could be an inconvenience. What are my options when it comes to visas, passports? And, you know, so a lot of you could be looking at those things right now. These could be things that are just on your mind or pop in occasionally. And so it could be something that you're educating yourself on before you make that leap of faith. And I feel like when you do make that leap of faith, it's going to be very, you know, exciting indeed. You know, you're actually going to celebrate that you did this. A lot of you also this month, moving away from this, you could actually reunite with people you haven't seen for a long time. And some of these may be from overseas. So you may actually hear that a friend is coming to visit, or perhaps you are going to visit as well. But also, I see that there could be like a delay in the plans or a reschedule of that. Not by much, but, you know, it could be with that Three of Swords that you have to make alternative plans, or, you know, you're hoping to reunite with a person or travel somewhere, but you have to shift the date due to something that comes up, like an unforeseen kind of event. It's nothing negative. I want you to be aware of that, okay? Four of Wands is actually all about celebration, but also it is about spending good quality time with people that you hold dear. So this is a very sociable time for you. If you are in business, this is definitely a networking opportunity that will help you make progress and make strong alliances with people in positions of authority there. But, you know, A lot of you could be joining some sort of group activity or picking up a hobby that's going to help educate you or hone your craft, your talent that you already have there. And you could actually meet friends for life. So if you have been feeling a little bit isolated or alone recently, I definitely see here you getting more involved or integrated in some sort of event that helps you connect to people on a different level. You know, the Four of Wands are your people. So this is you kind of like meeting great like-minded individuals where it's magical to spend time with those people. And some of those people are already in your life perhaps, but if not, I definitely see here you meeting strong friendships. And this is also a very creative time for you. At the end of the month, there is like you making magic with your creativities, or you locked onto your ideas and making life work smoothly there for you. Now, I'm coming to that Three of Swords in a minute because I want to pull a card separately on it. A lot of you could be thinking about, you know, having a period of going and downloading a course of learning or upskilling, as I mentioned. And there could be either a reschedule around this, or perhaps the course that you really want to do does not align with your dates. So you may decide to either wait or look at your options. You could actually do something else in the meantime, but actually then focus on what you really want to do later on. So there's something about dates at the end of the month where you have to like reschedule or realign, because it feels like there's a fly in the ointment there, okay? Nothing that is going to be detrimental to your progress, but it could be that you're like, oh, shoot, I was hoping to do that course on that weekend because I'm free, but it doesn't do that course on that date. Okay, let's see when the next one is. And it could be like in a month's time, for example. And you're like, okay, well, I'll have to just book it for then, okay? But this is a card where you are having faith, and it indicates that you are someone right now who is looking at your options and putting a structure into your life where you can take ownership. A lot of you, you know, you're finding the answers from within with this card. So it could also be, especially since you have the High Priestess in the resistance position, you're looking at things that are your belief system, but you're also looking at things that are crumbling in society, for example, or in the nature of business, or maybe you're looking at things that perhaps used to be once great in your neighborhood, and you could be either campaigning or doing something about it. Perhaps you're writing to like a local district councillor or someone in a position of authority to say, hey, look, we need to pay more attention to the neighborhood, or more attention to something that you believe in as a campaign, so that you can help make the world a better place than when you found it. Some of you could be doing that at this time. Now let's pull a card on that Three of Swords, because it is at the end of the month, and it tells me there could be either a miscommunication or a challenge there. Some of you, because the star is there in the Three of Swords, you could be healing. So if you've been going through a period of grief, first of all, I'm sending you a huge hug out there, so much love, because I do see that with that Five of Pentacles in the resistance position, you could have someone on your mind who is no longer present in your world. And whether that's because they've transitioned and they've passed over, or whether it is that, you are separate from this person. If you've been going through a separation, for example, I'm sending you so much love out there. I do see a healing process, but also if someone is in spirit, I do see some sort of message or omen given to you. It's something that perhaps you ask for, okay, but it highlights that this person can hear you. It highlights that this person is around you. I'm being given the word around right now, and yeah, I feel like they are protecting you and redirecting you, and they want you to be aware that the Three of Swords energy is a silver lining, that which you have to let go of if you've had some sort of setback or challenge. It was meant to happen this way because there's something greater coming on in for you that you shall have, okay? So that's the message coming through from there. With a lot of love and respect, I'm going to move away from that. I'm not being given an image as an omen for you to look out for. Okay, thanks so much. I'm truly grateful. As I say that, I've been told, remember the shooting star. Okay, you know what? I didn't remember it. I do a little 10-minute meditation before I start your reading. And what I do is I light the candle and I take the match and I look at the images that are in the water, and then I put the match in there. And I was shown a shooting star. In fact, I was shown two, okay? But I was shown like a major shooting star, and I even didn't think to mention it. the fact that you've got the star card and it was a shooting star that's on it. So, you know, I can't claim that because, of course, I can't prove it. I didn't write it down, unfortunately, but that is something that I saw as a vision in the water beforehand. And I'm kicking myself now that I didn't mention it before. But anyway, it is coming up again. So a shooting star shall be your sign. Now, this could be literal. You may see a literal shooting star in the sky. Make a wish, but it also highlights that the person that's on your mind is with you in spirit, okay? And with a lot of love and respect, I'm going to move away from that energy. But you don't have to just see a shooting star in the sky. It can be on like a billboard, on a piece of art. It could be on a reel. It could be an emoji type thing that someone sends you. So just look out for it because it coincides with some really great news for you, especially at the end of the month, okay? Four Wands is an achievement. Some of you could be moving home as well, or there could be some change in and around your home space that you're absolutely going to love, okay? Now, the Three of Swords, we've got the Page of Cups. So it can be hard to follow your heart because you care about something, but you're not letting any setbacks dissuade you. You're still moving forward there. Also, it can be hard to fall in love or meet a person that you want to settle down with and marry. So if you have been searching for love or just keeping your options open, perhaps because you've been, you know, noticing that there's no one out there sparking your attention, I feel a lot of you, love could come on in. And some of you may actually meet this person at a social gathering and you may have a conversation about something that is difficult. You know, this person that you're about to meet, they do not talk about surface stuff. They're really like into the deep stuff. So we've got the Eight of Swords. I mean, it's shown up in the reverse, but I'm not reading the reverses, but it could be an indication that you're setting yourself free in some area. But Page of Cups and the Eight of Swords, this tells me that you do not see something coming. But when it comes, you're going to love it. Three of Swords indicates perhaps you've been struggling to find this thing or struggling to achieve this thing, whatever it is. But Page of Cups, something is being offered to you. Pages are always news, and the Eight of Swords indicates you don't see it coming, okay? So we've already established that in your reading, but it's going to lead to a very interesting development in your life. Now, some of you could also get some sort of letter through to go for an eye prescription or an eye test, or even like just a checkup, for example. That could happen because the Eight of Swords can also connect to eyes. If you have been going through some sort of procedure regarding your eyes, it could be that you're healing this month and that you're getting back to best. You're in safe hands with that Hierophant there, because that means whoever is dealing with your case, they're acutely knowledgeable about what it is that you are now healing from, okay? So we have that Two of Pentacles. This is all about balance. It does indicate that you're going to be multitasking at the end of the month, but also, you know, you have so many choice cards here popping up for you. So I would say a major decision is about to be kind of like put towards you that you're going to have to think about. This tells me that the knowledge is within you. Trust your instincts, trust your intuition. You're making an informed decision, and it may be hard. You know, that Three of Swords can indicate it is hard, but if you're making a decision where you're structuring something or there's legalities there, I would say make sure you get everything in writing. Two of Pentacles, you're making an informed decision that is balanced, head and heart. And, you know, this Two of Pentacles can indicate that, you know, there's some opportunities coming towards you that is going to bring you joy, but also this is the balance between work and play. So the end of the month is going to help you, you know, let your hair down and enjoy yourself. But this card means one way or another, your dreams are starting to take manifest in the material plane. So you're going to see evidence of your commitment to making your life work for you start to occur. Like everything is coming together for you and shaping up nicely. Don't get me wrong though, it was hard. You know, Three of Swords is like, it was hard. You've been, you know, trying really hard to make things work. Now, financially, if some of you have been struggling or feeling the pinch, I do see that you could find some advice on how to structure finances, or maybe there is some sort of company or an alliance that could help you with your finances that you discover or are even told about in terms of advice. Always do your due diligence and make sure that you check that out. But if you are struggling, I do see a plateau and a balance of your finances coming back into a harmonious state there. I'm only talking about it because your Two of Pentacles is your last card there. Also, I feel a lot of you are looking at reciprocity in relationships and the balance of the give and take. You may have noticed that some friendships perhaps have been a little bit more take recently, but you are coming back into some sort of harmony with that. Maybe it requires a really honest, direct conversation. What else am I seeing there? I mean, some of you beautiful Capricorns are getting married this month. And if that's you, congratulations. Some of you getting married, going on a honeymoon. It's going to be incredible. You're just going to have such a fabulous time there. Maybe something a little bit with the weather briefly, but it won't last long. Want you to be aware of that. Okay. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Great Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Capricorn? What else do they need to know regarding this month ahead? Okay, so we have drawing closer. Something that you've been wishing for is coming closer now, but you've worked so hard and invested so much of your time and energy into making it happen. We have something is around the corner, attracting the right things and bringing things closer together. I mean, some of you with that Four of Wands, this is you and people coming closer together, building relationships there. I do see reunion energy for some of you, okay? Three of Swords. I mean, for some of you, not all of you, there could be a moment where someone tries to resurface from your past. We don't have a past card here, but because we have like a reunion energy and a Three of Swords, it could be that you're invited to something and someone that perhaps you didn't want to see might be there, maybe a little bit awkward, but I feel like you hold your head held high, you're having a glow up, and they're just going to watch you, you know, be your wonderful, successful self there, and empowered, but also in a strong position. So I feel like they may actually admire your strength and your way that you conduct yourself there. For some of you, this could also be, as I mentioned, someone that you've been healing from. They could reach out to try and trigger you or test you to see if you would be willing to allow them back into your life. But looking at the energy, you know, Three of Swords, it's like you may feel this person presents a bit of a setback, but actually there's no setback there. I feel like you're investing in yourself in a different way. You value yourself more than this kind of... It's like this person could be wounded, or they are emotionally unavailable, and they are... With that Seven of Cups energy, I would say they're a little bit wishy-washy, okay? They are perhaps not as serious about settling down as you are at this stage. So it could be that you're misaligned, and this person could try and re-enter your life. But the Two of Pentacles, you know, I would say, especially with the Three of Swords, you let this person down, because I feel some of you with that Five of Swords, you're letting someone down. Okay, you're telling a person how it is. And I feel in order to honor yourself, you may actually reunite with this person to get closure and let them down and say, yeah, it's great, let's meet up. And then your conversation is very much like, you know what, I wish you well, but I'm good. And you know what, I just wanted to like get closure on this and say with love and light, go on your onward journey. And it may shock them and be like, what? They thought they were getting back with you, and you're like, no, I'm not playing any games here, but I just wanted to do it face to face. You know, so for some of you, it could be that. Now we also have in the shadows. So that High Priestess is in the shadows. So it could be that you're working on a project or something that is your wish come true, because it will come true there. You could be working on projects in secret, and when you are ready to reveal, you will of course reveal it. But it says here, keep your personal life private. It's not the right time. Move in silence. Now I always say that, you know, power, it moves in silence. It does not shout. So I do feel like you're in a powerful position this month. And, you know, in the shadows, you're working away to make yourself be in a really strong position and live your best life. And finally, we do have finances. That's why I was talking about it. Even a third deck is clarifying that money is going to be on your mind. But it says business and financial matters, fruits of your labor paying off, and financial opportunities coming in there. Okay, so looks like a mixed bag this month, but something that I feel like you're going to really enjoy and be proud of. Now we do have two little birds. Okay, so a lot of indication here that you are going to meet strong alliances, build strong friendships, spending time with the people you care about, but also love if you're looking for love. If you're already in a relationship, you and your partner could have a very important conversation about either renewing your vows or, you know, purchasing property abroad, or maybe even moving, relocating there. Maybe something that you're just discussing quietly at this time, or kind of like pooling your resources towards maybe even getting a new car. But I feel more than anything, I feel this is about you and your partner going away and kind of like falling in love with each other again and remembering that spark. But we have those two beautiful birds, okay, there. And you know, I love birds. Those little birds, they choose to be on that branch. So, you know, those birds could fly anywhere they want. And I feel that's what you're tapping into this month. You could go anywhere you want. You can do anything you want. What is it you want? Okay, because you're aligning yourself with a wish. You don't have to stay where you feel like you're not wanted or where you're not valued. You can fly at any moment and go to where you feel like you belong. So a lot of you could be looking at direction this month. And finally, we have a beautiful rainbow. Now, the rainbow is very important because without certain ingredients like the sun and rain, of course, there would be no rainbow. There are certain ingredients that are required to create something rare and special. And a lot of you could be creating something really rare this month. And the swords always represent the rain. But I feel there's a lot of positive energy here where you are creating something, blood, sweat, and tears. You're making it happen. And, you know, they always say that the pot of gold is at the end of the rainbow. Now, at the end of both sides of this rainbow, there are clouds. So that can highlight that right now you can't see it. You can't see how it's going to happen. But maybe those two of pentacles are going to be the gold at the end of your rainbow. So keep moving forward because I do see that there is a lot of reward there and you will get your wish. There's something rare or special about to occur for you, but you've been making it happen. So yeah, move through May with purpose because I can see here you're locked on, your soul song is elevating, and I see many good things happening there for you as well, okay? Now, there is something that is coming through. I hate to give this message there, but there is something that some of you may hear something from a friend. I'm getting a third party kind of situation energy. Not that someone's cheating. I'm not getting that. What I mean by third party is like someone else comes to you and gives you the news about something else. So it could be that someone that you have known for a while tells you about a friend that you have in common and that they've been going through something really challenging, or it could be that they've been going through a health-related issue. I just feel like you hear something on the grapevine about someone from your past, and you may reach out to that person and sort of like somehow be in attendance, or like send them a message or a message of support, or maybe even advice that's coming through there right at the end. So I'll leave that there. Have the most incredible month, my beautiful Capricorn. Thank you so much, and love and light.